Hello, everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. And as promised, continuing along with the Brawler Guide, we are taking a look at the martial flexibility, well, class ability. And we need to take a look at it because there's a certain amount of complexity with this, and it requires that the player have a pretty good grasp and knowledge of the various combat feats, their effectiveness, and when they are most useful. So, this definitely bears a much closer look. What this will do for you, though, just to get us started here, it lasts for 1 minute and you get a number of uses per day that's equal to 3 plus 1/2 your brawler level. So at level 10, that'll be an extra 5 with the plus 3 for a total of 8 uses per day. At first level, this will let you take a move action in order to gain the use of 1 combat feat. And by 6th level, this increases to 1 feat as a swift action or 2 as a move action. And then at 10th, 1 feat as a free action, 2 as a swift action, and then 3 as a move action. And by 12th level, this improves further where you can select 1 feat as an immediate action or 3 as a swift action. And this is really where it starts to ramp up to a point that it doesn't consume so many of your actions. This gets to be really useful around 12th level. Not that it's not useful before, it's incredibly useful before. But by 20th level, this caps off at being able to select any number of feats as a free action, limited only by the number of brawler uses per day. Well, martial flexibility uses per day. And at that point, you're looking at 13 bare minimum. If you find other ways of increasing this, then God bless you, jump all over that because this is an incredible ability. But it does have certain limitations to it, which is where you need to be prepared a bit ahead of time. Each feat you select will count towards your daily uses, i.e., if you select 2 feats, that burns 2 uses of martial flexibility. You also need to be able to meet the prerequisites for the feats you select, and you can use selected feats to meet the requirements for feats that go up the success levels in the chain. So if you want to take whirlwind attack, but you only have combat expertise, well, you can select mobility and the other feats necessary for being able to pick out whirlwind attack. So you can see where you're going to really need to plan ahead, and by planning ahead, you need to pick out what feats you are going to take from your bonus combat feats and the feats that you get from leveling up or any other sources, because planning this out ahead of time will make it easier for you to pick out some of these higher end combat feats that have such a huge level of utility to them, but again require so many feats to get to. So having things like combat expertise and power attack or even cleave and other such combat-oriented feats picked out ahead of time will make it easier for you to open up different feat chains in order to be able to pick out the higher end feats without necessarily having to burn everything that you have coming into you. This is definitely a class that would otherwise be starved for feats without this ability. So you're going to want to plan out different combos for different situations. Some situations may require that you use trip attacks more, others bull rushing. And now I am joined by my adorable co-host, journeyman storyteller, and initiate to the Seventh Circle of Lore, Nora. Say hello to everybody, Nora. You say hello? No? I'm going to be shy? Well, a little bit of shyness is acceptable. Oh, thank you. Ah, yes. The elixir of the gods. Accept no other substitutes. And that's another drink that you'll learn about some other day. Pardon the interruption, folks, but one example for a combo that you could pick out is you take combat expertise, then use martial flexibility for trip and greater trip as part of the brawler's flurry attacks. the flurry ability for the brawler is absolutely useful. Works very much like the monk, and opens up a world of possibilities and damage for you, especially working on trip and greater trip there, because making your opponents go prone and having them provoke attacks of opportunity just really opens up the number of attacks that you get, and also for your allies, and introduces a little bit of crowd control for you. So that's just the beginning here, because with martial flexibility you can open up so many other things without having to worry about, oh, am I burning too many feats on this one trick, which has been a problem for many of the different martial classes. You spend so many different feats getting good at one, maybe two things, and then that really being it. You don't have anything else in your repertoire or any other applicability outside of those couple of tricks, like sundering equipment, or just power attacking, cleaving, and tearing through several enemies. I mean, it's useful. Both are useful, but it's nice to have the option to switch back and forth. And this is what martial flexibility lets you do. So definitely take time and consider, and also learn about some of the different feats, so that way you can plan out effectively ahead of time and have these combos ready to go via martial flexibility. Today's video is a short one, and we've had some interruptions here, but they have been absolutely adorable. If you've enjoyed today's video, well, please swing on down below and give me a like down there. Or if you've been enjoying content here overall, well, hell, why not consider subscribing to the channel? Certainly, we'd love to have you here. The more, the merrier. And also, leave your thoughts down below too. Do you have particular combos that you find really useful and applicable in a wide range of situations, or what some setups that you particularly enjoy? Certainly next time around we'll be taking a look at feats, and this will kind of tie into it pretty nicely, dovetails pretty well. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end it there. Please, there are some videos popping up over here that the YouTube algorithms think you might like, as well as something I may have done recently. But with that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so much for your time, and you have yourselves a good night.